Hey, what's going on, guys? We're going to be doing a quick episode today on the coronavirus. We're going to be doing, I'll show you how to draw the coronavirus, and I'm going to give you some health tips and tricks to, help you survive this pandemic. It's going to be a little bit of it's going to be a more serious episode because of the dire events that have been unfolding. So I'll show you first. So a coronavirus is it's an animal, and it's been infecting people. So it's a circle, and it looks like it has these little circle things coming right out of it. And so the first tip I want to give you is the best way to avoid it is if you see something like this floating around in the air, just get away from it. Don't try to touch it. Some people try to touch it. I don't recommend that because you'll get it. I mean, it'll get you. So if you see one of these just floating around, just, even if other people are saying like, oh, come on, man. Come on, touch it. Come on, why don't you just go ahead and touch it? It's probably nothing. It might, it's like socially, it's like one of those social things that people try to do to like peer pressure. They say, oh, why don't you touch it? It's not going to do anything to you. And you just got to say, no, I'm not doing that. And even if they laugh at you, who cares? And I think part of the problem is that these things have been floating around for, I want to say like 2 months now. And people kind of can't remember the days when they didn't see these floating around. So they kind of think it's just normal at this point. And then they end up getting it. So let's see, a coronavirus, when you see it, it's going to be green. So if you see one of these, and they're about this size, so if you see this floating around, get away from it. That's how I've managed to not get the virus this entire time. So another tip is if you see a gathering beginning to form, just make sure it doesn't get too large. The coronavirus seems to like large gatherings. I guess it's a party animal. So once a group of people starts forming, and when it's around like the 25 people, it's okay. Once you start getting around 45, 50, coronavirus starts becoming interested, wants to see what's going on. And at that point, you have a couple options. You could inform the group that, or the gathering, that it's becoming too large and the coronavirus is becoming interested in what's going on and wants to check it out. And you'll see as there's a gathering growing and it starts nearing that 50-person range, you'll see these things start floating over to it. Oh, what's going on over here? Is this a large gathering? Got to be a part of that one. Got to go over there and see what's going on. And if you're at home and you look out your window, you see a gathering starting to form. Just go let them know. Say, hey, keep it to a minimum. If it's starting to near that 50-person range, just go say, hey, can we decentralize this little party over here and maybe break into groups of 10? And most of the time people do it, no problem. They'll say, oh, sure, yeah, because of the coronavirus. And then that's when you say, yeah, I appreciate it. And then, so another tip is wash your hands. You don't have to wash them with soap, though. I know I've been seeing that in the news. That's fake news. You just have to run them under water, and you just have to count to 7 as fast as possible. So when I'm washing my hands, I'll turn the water on and just run them under. Because coronavirus, it'll wash off right with the water, because they're just it like sticks to your skin, and then the water will wash it right off. And then like, so when I count to 7, it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's it. I'm done, and the coronavirus is gone. So at that point, you're not infected anymore if you did have it, and you could at that point you could go to you could go traveling, you could go explore the world. You're good. You're good. You could go shake people's hands and stuff. You could do all that stuff that you love doing. And then, so the last thing is, there's this theory going around that there's like an inverse relationship between the amount of toilet paper you have and the likelihood of getting the disease. As far as I could tell, it's true. So it seems to be, if you stockpile toilet paper, the odds of you getting the coronavirus are very, very slim. For whatever reason, the coronavirus sees toilet paper and it says, no way, I am not going near that. To some extent, I understand it, because I kind of feel the same way as the coronavirus does. If I go to somebody's house and, they're giving me a tour, and then I see like, like 6,000 rolls of toilet paper, that's a red flag. That's a red flag, plain and simple. And usually at that point, I would politely excuse myself. And so in that aspect, I actually agree with the coronavirus's assessment. And that's basically it, guys. So stay safe out there. Look for these. If you see these floating around, go the other direction.